My story, if it had a title, it would be called Going from the Frustrated Visionary to the Mission-Driven Leader. And it all started in a plane flight, 10,000 feet up in the air. And at that time in my life, I had a successful online marketing business that was giving me passive income. And that passive income was giving me the time freedom to be able to dive into my hobbies and curiosities and passions. And so there I was diving deep into the soul contract training work. I was diving deep into divine healing and the subconscious work, diving deep into the Lotus Light Body surgeon training. And at that time, though, the problem was that my business was not connected to my calling. And as I was going deep into these trainings, I developed a hunger for my business to be matched with my calling. And yes, my business was providing value, happy clients, testimonials. Yes, it was great on that front. Yet it didn't feel like the business that I was born to do. And I had a hunger for that, to have my calling matched up with my business. And so there I was back on the plane flight, and all of a sudden I felt this desire to start drawing. And I'm not a big drawer or anything like that, but I just felt compelled. It was like my hand had a mind of its own wanting to draw. And so I opened up my green notebook. It was a Maverick Next notebook, which is a influential mastermind that is part of my my journey. And I opened it up, and my hand went on autopilot. Just started drawing. And must have been for minutes. And then two symbols emerged. And as I looked down at those two symbols, like, geez, wow. And I looked down, and all of a sudden, boom, my eyes locked with the symbols, and it was like a tractor beam. And it was just, I couldn't look away. And I just felt waves and waves and waves of energy pulsing from the symbols to me. And after a few minutes passed by, boom, that's when it happened. That's when I heard the voice. That's when I saw the vision. And what I saw was that there was going to be a window of opportunity for leaders to rise, a window of opportunity for service-driven leaders to rise and make a difference, make an impact in such an incredibly powerful way. Because what I saw was that for thousands of years, the most powerful people in the world were using and abusing the people and the planet. And what I saw is that humanity was rising in consciousness and would get to a point where there would be a window of opportunity for the new service-driven leaders to rise and actually make a positive impact with the influence that they wield and carry. Yet I saw that it was just a window, and that window could collapse. And so there was a short amount of time for the true leaders to rise up with service instead of corruption, truth instead of censorship, and collaboration rather than division. And so after that all came to me, I thought, whoa, geez, how do I make sure that I don't back down from this calling that I've been given? How do I make sure that I don't just get back home and the plane lands and then, get back into my regular day-to-day and then it's lost? So I thought, well, if I tattoo the symbols on my body, then it's pretty hard to back down then. And that's what I did. I tattooed one on the shoulder here and the other on the shoulder here as a reminder to this calling. And so what I did next then was I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I'd built multiple six-figure companies before very quickly. And I thought, okay, hey, this is my calling. This is my mission. I've done it before. Why wouldn't it be easy? Wrong. All of a sudden I hit certain blocks that I'd never hit before. I had this mission, I had this vision, I had this fire in my chest and in my gut, but I wasn't able to communicate. I wasn't able to articulate what it was and who it was for to form it into a sustainable business. And like I said, I wanted to match my calling with my business, but here I had this mission, this vision, but I didn't know how to communicate it into value that other people would get. So it felt like I was spinning my wheels. And it hit a critical point too when I was starting to share the things that are coming through me in live events. And I remember getting a group of people together, and it was incredible. And well, I mean, that's what they were telling me. People were raving about it. People were saying this is amazing. And these are people, I remember one person said, this person told me, he said, in front of the group, he said, I've invested near $1 million in my education and personal development, and this night is at the top of what I've experienced. This is incredible. Thank you. So when it came time for me to offer my program in order to go deeper, it fell flat. Nobody took it. And these are the people that are just, I mean, one after another, they were coming up to me telling me how impactful it was for them. And I'm like, wait, what? And at the time, I just offered something like really stupid, small, and easy just for people to say yes, and still nobody took it. Thankfully, I had the passive income from my online marketing business where I didn't need to like make a sale at that time. So I just did something super low for people to continue the journey. And it was easy, but nobody took it. And I know some of the people that like, you know, I knew what they were paying for like the place they lived and everything. So they had the money, but the communication of the value wasn't clear. And so at that point, I was like, wow, I need to be able to communicate this. And I went to a friend who specialized in packaging programs and communication, and I invested in his $40,000 mastermind. And that helped me articulate, communicate, and package the value that I had because I was giving so much value. People were telling me that. After that event, by the way, too, people kept coming up to me in a line. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then they bounced. And then they were gone. There was no continuing the journey afterwards. So when I invested in the program to help communicate the value so people could take the next step with me, then 9 days later, I sold over $21,000 in programs. And so like that, I saw the difference between, I already had the value inside, but I just wasn't able to communicate and articulate the benefits that the other person would get by going on the journey together. But once I was able to do that, I still had the same value. I still had all the experience ready to go. It was just the other person was able to say, I see what I get. And that's what happened. People bought, you know, $3,500, $4,000, pay in fulls, $18,000 programs, and people thanking me afterwards. After like, you know, the card goes through and said, you know, thank you so much for putting this together. Thank you for calling me. Thank you for doing this. And it's like, I remember hearing that. I'm like, wow, this is so much different than I was just a short period of time ago. And I'm the same person. It's just being able to communicate. And so shortly after that transformational experience, then I launched my mastermind group. And so that's what I help people do when we launch your online mastermind group, is how to communicate your offer and the value and the results people get. And my specialty is taking the intangible and communicating it into the tangible. So spiritually based programs, you know, that's what I specialize in. And everybody that I work with has a tangible benefit that they give people. We find that tangible benefit, but it's always fueled by the spiritual mission. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I've felt firsthand what it's like to have all the value inside. Have people tell me, and it's like, it's good on one hand, but it almost hurts even more because you're just hearing, oh, thank you so much, it's changed my life so much. I'm telling this person, like, okay, great. But there's no money. There's no money to continue the journey. And so I don't want that to be where you have to be. And so that's what I help people do, is launch their online mastermind group in 45 days or less without tech issues, without employee headaches, and without cringe social media. And that's because I believe mastermind leaders are what we need to save our nation. We got so much problems going on, so much corruption, division, censorship. And I don't put my faith in the politicians to come save the day, or the corporations or organizations. No, I put my faith in the leaders at the local level. And that's why I believe we need you. If you have a conviction in your chest, if you have a calling, a fire to make a difference, and working in your expertise, your niche, because you in your niche, you have so much knowledge that I believe that you probably even forgot that you have. And you have so much experience. And so it's too many problems for one person. But if we all work together and focus is in our own lane, our own niches, and then solve those problems, then together as a nation, we can definitely rise, not only save our nation, but actually launch forward into the next chapter that is way brighter than anything we've experienced. That's what I truly believe. So that's my story. There's probably a button close to here with the Facebook group community. Come join us. It's for mission-driven mastermind leaders, whether you're aspiring to be or you already are one. My name is Sebastian Cruz. I've been a mastermind leader for over 7 years, and my passion conviction is to unite the leaders that are service-driven. And like I said, the window of opportunity is open. It's not going to be open for long. I truly believe that. And so this is our time. This is our time to collaborate and to unite together rather than being a lone wolf. Because alone we can do a lot, but together we can do pretty much anything. So come join aboard. I'll see you in the group.